welcome to our channel Math and Math. Let us solve this CSI net problem. It's a part B question, only one of the option will be correct. The question here is, let G be the subset of C, that's a complex numbers, be a domain, and let f of z be an analytic function on G such that mod f of z is equal to mod sin z for all z belongs to G. Then four options are given. The first option says f of z is sin z for all z belong to G. Second option says f of z is equal to sin of z conjugate for all z belong to G. Third option says there is a constant C belong to capital C, that's a complex numbers, with mod C is equal to 1, that is the constant C. Mod of the constant C is equal to 1 such that f of z is equal to C times of sin z for all z belong to G. Last option says such a function f of z does not exist. So using these conditions, G is a subset of C, f of z is an analytic function, and mod of f of z is equal to mod of sin z, we will try to solve this problem. Solution: we have mod of f of z is equal to mod of sin z for all z belong to capital G. Here when you remove the mod symbol, what do we get? F of z will be equal to plus or minus sin z. We don't know whether it's a plus or it is a negative sign. So let us write plus or minus sin z for all z belongs to capital G. Now this will imply f of z is equal to, instead of writing plus or minus sin z, let us write it as some constant into sin z. That constant we do not know whether it's plus or minus. It may be plus 1 or minus 1. So instead of writing plus or minus, I wrote it as the constant C for all z belonging to capital G, where C is equal to plus or minus 1, isn't it? So this we can write it as with mod C is equal to 1. When you remove the modulus sign, you will get C is equal to plus or minus 1, which is this. Okay. And here C belongs to capital C. That's it. So let's check with the option. So in the option A, we have f of z is equal to sin z. That is not the case. F of z is plus or minus sin z. So the first option is wrong. The next option is f of z is equal to sin of z conjugate. So that is also not correct. Z doesn't have any conjugate, or f of z, when you remove the modulus sign, z doesn't become its conjugate or something. So that's not the case. The last option says such a function f of z does not exist. Why not? F of z exists here. So as we saw here, the solution was f of z is equal to constant times sin z, isn't it? So here option C says there is a constant C which belong to capital C with modulus of C is equal to 1 such that f of z is equal to constant times sin z for all z belong to G. Therefore, this option is the correct one. Option C is the correct answer. So whenever you have such question, when you remove the modulus sign itself, you will get f of z is equal to plus or minus sin z. Introducing a constant C there, mod C will be equal to plus or mod C will be equal to 1, where C is equal to plus or minus 1. So therefore, by looking at the question itself, immediately you can point out option C is the right answer. Instead of working out all that, by looking at the question, if you have much practice, by looking at the question you can make out the answer. So just I have explained it in a simple way, that's it. And option C is the correct answer. Few more problems we will solve in the next videos. Thank you.